live at R.M. Brooks General Store, and hopefully you can hear me. Let me know in the comments, and I'll be able to check them a little bit. Audio's always my problem. So, how you doing today?
We're good.
Good?
Great.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the car show, huh?
Yes, we're really excited.
Big time excited. Weather looks like it's going to be great. Temperatures are going to be down low and not 900 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Gonna
no
be
rain.
No rain, so it's
like 70 degrees, I think.
Yes, sir.
Saturday,
Really
gonna be beautiful. And we got special guest here tonight. Goose, tell us where you're from, Goose.
Goose Lindsay with WECO Radio, and I'm here interviewing Tiffany and Doug as well about the Rugby Rumble coming up Saturday. So I'm I don't know, this is weird. It's like one interviewer interviewing another interviewer, and it's their interviewing.
And it's live.
Yeah, I mean,
And
what
we'll
could go
interview
wrong?
you guys at the end.
maybe
we should ask you guys
let's
questions.
ask y'all some questions here. It's like,
Well, we could answer. Maybe be the right answer.
All right, Goose. Let's do.
Here, you hold this, and I'm gonna turn this I'm gonna turn this around so I can film you all better.
Now this is John Ward. Tell him.
And so we're gonna move a little closer to the building. It comes in and out for some reason. I don't have good signal, so there won't be a really good reception here. Let's go over here and look at the port and see.
Yeah, let's do that.
So if we go.
Need an interview with him.
Yeah, you go ahead, and if you got some questions, let's look at the port though. Let's get that done, and then we're out of the way. Then we can go
Then we
inside,
can go
and we'll have a
inside.
better signal
Okay.
in.
So this weekend, tell everybody, for anybody who doesn't know, what is the Rugby Rumble?
Okay, so the Rugby Rumble is a cruise-in that I've been doing now for, I think this is the 8th year. Yeah, I think next year will be the 9th year I've been doing this. So I do one in the spring, the first Saturday in May, and I do one in September, the first Saturday. It's always the first Saturdays of September and May. And so this year we're expecting a big crowd. We're excited. Doug, this is the second time now Doug has done pulled pork. And so we're going to have barbecue sandwiches that I've got a couple girls that'll be outside. And of course, inside we'll be doing our fried bologna sandwich and our cheeseburgers or hamburgers that we're known for. And Mimi's in there cooking up fried pies and brownies. And so we're getting ready.
And if people don't know, you and Doug were married, I believe, in June.
We were.
So we're going on 3 months now.
Yes.
Have you got him trained yet?
I'm working on it. There's a couple of things.
listen, I told her it was going to be a lifetime endeavor to do that. So we're in for the long haul.
We're in for the long haul. But I will tell this on him. When he has coffee, he's like a gremlin, kind of. Like Katie says, he's like, phew, phew, phew. So, if we can keep that, learning to, no, I'm just kidding. Don't give him coffee. Or give him coffee.
Give me coffee. If you need to get a lot done, the coffee is the thing. Of course, the guys at work is like, man, he said his production's come up a lot here lately. And it's kind of relation to a couple of coffee shops in the last couple of years popping up in Wartburg. You got to get around and check all the businesses out, make sure they're, safe and secure. And when you're there, got to get a little bit of coffee when you're there.
But in all seriousness, he doesn't need a lot of training.
Well, I'm going to ask this because, Doug, you've got a Morgan County Sheriff's Office shirt on. And a lot of people, maybe they do, maybe they don't know, but you're with Morgan County Sheriff's Office, but not for long.
No, Goose, I've been fortunate. I've had a good career in law enforcement and law enforcement field. I'll be ending my career September 22nd, which just a few days away. We work 12-hour shifts. I think I got 6 12-hour shifts left, and I'll close the books on 35 years of law enforcement.
Now,
so.
who's happier about that? You, Tiffany, the people you work with, or the people you've arrested?
Well,
Or the people you've arrested.
that's a catch-22 because now, after I met Tiffany about a year and a half ago, everybody was like, gosh, man, wish you'd have met her sooner. She's kind of like mellowed you out a little bit, and but I think it's probably going to be harder for me. It's a lot. I told her, I said, she's going to keep me busy here, I know, but it's just, I love my community. I've always, Little League sports, I was working, Boys Girls Club, school systems, and it's a lot to turn loose of. There's some good people, though. I work with a great bunch of people. Got some new officers coming on and a lot of senior staff there. For those of y'all don't know, our sheriff, he's battling cancer right now, and would definitely his prayers now going up for him. He gave me an opportunity about 5 or 6 years ago when my dad had open heart surgery to come back to Morgan County. I was in Bledsoe County working as a deputy there. But just remember Sheriff Potter in your prayers. I know he could use them and his family. And remember the guys and girls that work at the Moore County Sheriff's Department. It's a great community, but sometimes it can be trying.
He's trying to put us together way longer than what we've known. A year and a half. We met each other in August of August of
Yeah.
last year.
So
So,
more than a year. So.
well, August 21st. So
Yeah.
just a little over.
Just a little over a year.
Yeah, just a little over a year. We've known each other.
And now I want to talk more about the Rugby Rumble, but the people who may not have ever been out here, I mean, you talk about being out in God's country.
Yes.
Tiffany's store here, she has, I mean, you've got places for RV camping, you've got a tree house,
Yes.
and I mean, to talk about out in the country, you have a barn across the road from your store.
Yes.
And then, you know, just fields everywhere. You know,
Yes.
I mean, it's beautiful out here.
Yes.
So, if anything else, it'll be a great drive for folks. Just come out here to the car
Absolutely.
show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this little road right here, this is old 52, and it'll take you directly through historic rugby. So there's a lot out here. People need to come out and check things out on the weekends. During the week, I mean, I'll come. My schedule is I can be out here during the week with her, and I think there's some weekdays we're as busy as we are on Saturdays, Fridays and Saturdays. But there's a lot to do up here. You've got if you want to come for lodging and you want to be pampered, you got Gray Gables just right around the corner, which is Tiff's mom.
So if you don't want to camp,
There's other lodging, yes, sir. If you want to be treated like a king or a queen, Miss Linda will definitely hook you up with a good stay at Gray Gables. There's even down in historic rugby, there's lodging in those areas too. I think they're about 3/4 of the way done on their restaurant that's coming up. So a lot happening in this little stretch of road. In the next, these 4 miles, 5 miles, whatever it is of old 52, there'll be a lot going on. So you need to come out and check it out.
There's a lot of things too in the fall going on in this area. Historic Rugby has the Lantern Tour, the Ghostly Gathering.
And Saturday, don't forget about the barn thing.
Yes, I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes.
We
There's
got
a thing going on Saturday too at the same time as we are having the Stars down at Stardust Farm is having a barn sale, so they have all kinds of vendors coming. And
it's in a big barn.
it's in a big barn down here, and we've
and
got
that's
a little.
on Brewstertown.
That's
right?
on Brewstertown Road. And actually, when you go back, are you going back that way?
Yeah.
So you can kind of maybe take a snapshot of that. Doug says they've got it fixed
They've
up
got it.
really
It's
pretty.
a phenomenal job. It's really, you look at it from the outside, you've got a red barn, you step in, and it is like elegance.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really nice. They use that also for wedding venues and stuff like that. So it's a really nice establishment they have there. I know a lot of the locals know the Star family. They kind of put this area on the map back in the early 80s. They had a cattle business that really took off and had prize bulls that were known nationwide. So it's a big family operation out there.
People know Andrew too from
Yeah.
the videos.
Yeah, it's Andrew's son and daughter-in-law that are actually the ones that are doing it. They've converted it now, and they've got several things going on, but the wedding venues. So it's really cool because I think Drew he's third generation,
Right.
and they actually just had a little boy. So that'll be cool.
I went to it last year and it was really neat.
Yeah.
I didn't get to film it last year, but because I was here. But I went down there when we finished here, and it was about over. But yeah, that's 2 events they can come right here Saturday.
Absolutely on Saturday. And then if you just go to historicrugby.org, then you can check out what's going on here. And then don't forget, coming up, the Pumpkin Festival is the first Saturday in October. So that's going to be big, and that's 12 miles from here. So there's a lot of little things going on, within 15
If you've
miles of us.
If you've never seen a 1,500-pound pumpkin,
You need to go. Do you want to go inside?
Yeah.
Let's go inside.
Let's look at this one more time.
wait a
we
minute.
didn't get to look at
yeah,
the porch.
yeah,
Let's look at this one more time. I see your fire going there. What you got going in there? See
I
what?
got smoke going there. I was letting it catch back up before I shut her back
Let
down
me see
again.
it though. Let me see that fire. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. Here, you need this. I'm not a very good
So-
interviewer.
so come September 23rd, Doug will be a full-time smoker.
Yep, that's pretty much. He
See-
bought a shirt on our honeymoon. Do you want to tell him what it said? He probably doesn't
You
remember.
bought the shirt,
It
so.
says, I retired and now I work for my wife. I can tell you again, but anyway, it says I retired and now work for my wife. That'd be true.
So the
Yeah.
bologna will come off here probably in about 2.5, 3 hours. About three and a half. We're going. The butts have been on there since about 11, 200 degrees. I checked one. They're almost to that point of where we can unwrap and let the smoke do its part to it. But I think, John, you
When are you going to pull this now? When will it be pulled? Tomorrow evening?
yeah, tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll keep it on there, let it smoke good, and when I can pull those bones out of it like I did last year, then it's ready to work up. I think one of the things that I found last year on the flavor and stuff was that if we take and let it set after it's pulled and pulled apart, some of that smoke flavor kind of transferred from the outside to the inside around, and kind of got a little better flavor. So I thought we're going to do it a day early, pulling it and getting it packaged up, ready for everything. So,
Now tell everybody about this Appalachian grill you got here. Where'd this come from?
listen, this is it's a water heater on this end. The box was made for it. I can't remember what it was. The igniter that I had when I used natural gas or propane gas on it come off of a gas grill. Can't take the credit for this. My brother had the idea, and we had family reunions every year, and we were smoking a lot and what have you. And
So
now we've
you might be Appalachian if you cook in an old water heater.
yes, that's definitely we repurpose everything out here.
I was surprised he didn't say it was like an old moonshine still or something. But
Well, it don't have no copper pops coming up or anything.
That's
so
pretty neat.
so maybe here in the future the store could say R.M. Brooks General Merchandise and Barbecue.
Maybe.
You
You
never
never
know.
know. We
You
might
never
have to, if he can master it, we can add it to our menu.
All right, if I can master it. Ooh, so how many people do I got to get?
We may have, like I said, we might have to add it to our menu for the
You know-
Hopefully in
future.
about 6 days. I'll
With
have
some
smoking time.
coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
Potato
baked beans,
salad.
some good
Okay.
smoked baked beans.
Let's walk around on the side porch here and show them
Okay.
the side porch. I think we'll have,
Come
hopefully,
on.
I think we've got plenty of signal over here. You fixed it up quite a bit over here this year.
Yeah.
Added lighting and built onto the porch and got a nice setting area out here. And they'll be,
Yes.
tell them about what's going on. The band going to be here Saturday?
So Hollerback is coming to play. They've been playing for me now for I think 5 years, maybe longer. I don't know. I have to ask them. But anyway, they're out of Crossville. Tommy Hancock and the guys, and they do a great job. They do a good variety of music.
They were actually the band that was here for our wedding.
Right.
Played the reception for our wedding. And
Yeah.
everything. They're a good bunch of guys there. We really enjoy having them out here. They have a good following just themselves, so it comes in really good. They have a big draw from a lot of the surrounding counties, so and they can put on a good show.
And
I
they
mean,
were really good to me in the beginning. So they came, and then they were kind of like, I had business, but not a lot of business. So they were good to help me to get started, and they didn't charge me a lot. And so they're good guys that we've become family. And Doug and I went and seen them where they play in Crossville, and so we always like it. We always open the door, and I don't know, people may think it's too loud, but we like it in there on the grill. So we open it up so we can dance too.
Let's step right here so they can see maybe we got enough signal for they can see the campground here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We've got a couple trucks here already from Alabama.
Absolutely, yes.
They come to see a good football team.
Ah, oh, man.
I better not talk too much about Alabama football.
So let me know if you can hear us okay, guys, on the comments. It's a little herky-jerky on the signal, but we'll go right here. So you got a treehouse there that they can rent too, right?
Yes, and so it's got a queen bed in it. It's on Airbnb, so they can go on there and
so you won't have to look into the sun.
oh, so I wouldn't have to look in the sun. But anyway, yeah. So this vision come from I took the house down from my mom. The store had a house that was where my mom was raised, and when I tore it down, I salvaged the lumber. And so on the inside of it's all the tongue and groove. So it's for my mom, kind of in dedication to her, you know. And but anyway.
So we still have like 4 campers, I think, yet to show up. We are sold out this weekend on our
Yeah, we're
hookup
booked
spots
up.
and everything. Totally booked up. But rest of them I think will roll in tomorrow. Some of the things we are working on, I know the swings are still here. We've got a 4 swing that's around the building where the playground's at, but they're pretty close to where that's setting at now. There'll be a swing set fire pit going in the next pretty quick. We're going to have that going, and got some ideas for some evening things maybe coming up. We've got a really busy end of September, 1st of October.
Yeah.
A much needed another vacation.
I'm not doing very good with holding your microphone.
Maybe they don't need to hear. They need to hear you.
No,
more
they
than
need to hear
me.
you.
No.
So anyway, you're
Well, let's
doing a
go inside and let them
fabulous job.
see inside since we've showed them. You've got some big campers here. I've got mine over here. Angel, my dog's outside laying over there. I don't know if I can see her, but she's here with me. And yeah, this will be full tomorrow.
So this field back here, just so you get an idea, the spring one we had to take a little different avenue. We had 2-3 days of rain, and the field got a little soft, so we parked the cars around on the asphalt all the way around. But the weatherman, good Lord above, has given us some great weather for this weekend, and all the cars will be out there. So you can see there's going to be shade for the mornings throughout the evening under these trees. There probably will not be a single place out there to stick another car if we have the turnout that we're expecting, which both good for, we'll have those people here plus people that know how it is with the weather and the cars showing up. You got a $50,000 hot rod, you don't want to get it out on a wet road. So we got good weather to get it out there. Hey,
Yes.
make me look good. Get over here.
He's doing a great job. Tomorrow, you guys, everybody can watch me tomorrow.
Yeah,
you got to work tomorrow.
I've got to work tomorrow. One of my final few shifts I got left. I'll be poking my head in and out and see if she needs anything, that kind of thing. But and then Saturday we'll be full tilt. We'll be up with the chickens for sure. Well, let me rephrase that. One of us is a morning person, and one of us is not. And,
That'd be me. I'm not a morning person.
So, but on Saturdays with the breakfast crew, she has to roll out. And,
I put on a different hat only for Saturday mornings.
Tell them what time you do breakfast on Saturday mornings.
8:30 in the morning.
That's the only time you do breakfast, though, is
Only time
Saturday.
we do breakfast. I've got Mimi, who is fabulous. She comes in usually about 7:30 to start getting everything prepped, and then I roll in behind her.
so give them this. We got fried potatoes.
We got fried potatoes, biscuits and
We got
gravy.
hummingbirds too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we can't. Yeah, look, hummingbird
They're trying to
feeder,
get to their feeder right there, probably. But
Yeah.
biscuits and gravy,
eggs,
omelets,
omelets, fried taters,
Pancakes.
sausage, pancakes,
fresh blueberry pancakes.
fresh blueberries. We went and picked blueberries.
So we could
Yeah.
actually say fresh blueberries.
We can
They're
say-
homegrown.
We went several evenings and
We
got
did.
fresh blueberries.
So we're stocked up for fresh blueberries for our pancakes. Then we'll roll right in from about 10:30, 10:45. We'll roll out of breakfast right into lunch and brunch or whatever we call it. It'll be
Yeah.
crazy tomorrow.
It's usually really crazy between breakfast and lunch because there's no in between time. Like the minute I finish breakfast, which a lot of times I have on Saturday mornings on the Rumble, I have a lot of latecomers, so I try to keep my cool.
Well, I guess too, being
And
on
then
the,
switching
on
it
the
all over.
Central Eastern time zone, nobody ever really knows what time it is.
And that's a good point because a mile that way you're in Central Time Zone, and of course we're right in the point of Morgan County. 2 or 3 miles that way, Scott County. 1 mile that way is Fentress County. So
And you drive, and you drive over Scott County to get back here
get back
from,
into Morgan
so-
County. So.
If you should tell them, so in the future, don't tell them the one thing until we get it up. But in the future, we're going to have us a little, you want to tell them about the little hammock?
We got a hammock park coming where the trees and the picnic tables are down there. We're gonna have to we'll add some poles and some hardware down there. I've been checking around. There's these big groups of hammock campers, and they travel 15 or 20 to a group, and they just look for new places and parks. So it's not a lot of expense to it, but it's pretty cool because like the poles will be 15 or 20 foot tall, and they'll be stacked 2 and 3 high deep on one pole, like bunk beds under each other, and they'll string their own lights and stuff. It'll be a pretty cool thing to see when they do come in.
So
I'm calling the bottom.
The bottom one.
Yeah.
There
Well,
you
no,
go.
that's if somebody falls, I mean, if they got to climb down, they got to come across to everybody. I don't know how that works. It's kind of interesting.
Well, if
but
I climb, I'm definitely falling.
Yeah. Then we got some other things in the future, but we'll wait on those. So that way, because we won't put a time frame on them.
So the shirt's going to be accurate. I did retire, but I got hired shortly after that. And it was my wife's my new boss.
Are you going to get a paycheck?
That's a tough one. I wake up to my paycheck every day.
Oh, ain't that sweet?
Oh, that's a good answer. You're so sweet.
When
You
I
heard
asked if he
that?
was trained, he's learning.
Yeah, that's good right there.
Yes, we
Right answer. Right
Right
answer.
answer.
Yes, he gets paid.
So it's-
Okay, we ready?
Let's go
Let's
inside.
go
Let him
inside.
look inside a little bit.
Okay.
And I've always said this is like stepping back in time.
Yes.
You know, like 2 generations, 3, 4 generations ago, what it was like coming here.
Right.
It's almost the same.
So
Right.
Tiffany was talking about the treehouse, and I just want to kind of give everybody a look because I know they're kind of curious. She said it's made from her mom's house. The door that's right over there and the way the porch comes out, and you can see part of the foundation on the ground. That's where the house at, and they actually lived in the house that was connected to the store. So they just kind of
Yeah.
went from their house to
So
their
if you,
business.
yeah,
and-
if you see that door right there, that was their laundry room, and then there was a door that come out. So the wood on the outside of the treehouse was not, but the wood on the inside,
Inside.
and a lot of the big beams. If you go in it, so it's set up really. It's got 2 chairs and a table and a queen size bed, and it's really neat to stay in. It's peaceful. It's primitive, so there's no electricity, no running water. It's like glamping, tent camping. You have to go use the bathhouse, and but it's cool. So people comment about the little birds and all of that. So anyway, all right, let's go inside. You're a good little.
You trained me well.
Oh yeah, I think he has. He's got this already down
You've got the
pat.
gift of gab.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got.
my God.
Oh wow, he's got the gift of gab. Okay, let's go inside. Got Mimi in here, who's already. Look, my hummingbirds are flying around. Mimi's in here already. She's still working late. Anyway, so the girls have kind of turned off the lights, so I apologize. But for anybody that's not been in here, most everything that's in here has been in here. Now I had people like somebody give me that gum thing the other day that was on one of the videos. But I've just displayed everything, and a lot of it was already up there. So I've tried to keep everything as original as possible, and things I have bought and added to it. And so, yeah.
Tell me about the
anyway.
post office here.
So the post office, this was my grandmother. It's kind of dark. The girl's trying to. So this was my grandmother, and she was actually the postmistress for almost 40 years. And her name was Verda. And her and my grandfather lived in Oak Ridge. So when my great-grandparents built the store in the early 20s, then in the late 30s, I think it was, or mid-30s, somewhere in there, they moved here. And then my grandmother took over as the postmistress. And so, yeah, all the original stuff is still in here.
Come
As
up
you
here
can
so they can see that.
That's the original boxes. This is a letter that my grandmother wrote during the Great Depression. It's a pretty cute little letter. I'm hoping to get the original one, but whatever happens, happens. So this is cool. And then I've tried to keep it as original as possible. Like I had a guy tell me that worked for the post office. He said, don't change anything about it. Don't try to clean it up. He said, because that's what that looked like. They'd come over, they'd stamp a piece of mail, and then they'd go back and make a bologna sandwich, and they'd come back over. So it was kind of a muck, and that's where I put on my mail and write my checks. So, oh, he's eating the profit. That's good.
Quality control. All this is
Yeah, quality control.
Quality
So
control.
we have a really delicious dessert, and Mimi really does a great job at pushing it. It's a brownie, and it has this rich and famous ice cream that is delicious. And then she sprinkles caramel topping over the top of it and chocolate syrup, and it is to die for. And
The ice cream already has brownie.
it already has brownie in it, cookie dough, and vanilla ice cream, and I don't know what all. So anyway.
So you can try that Saturday, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, depending on how busy. So that is something on Saturdays. Our menu is revised. So if you're coming out here for a Reuben, Saturday is not the day to come for a Reuben. So we'll have barbecue outside with potato salad and chips and drinks and fried pies. And then on the inside, I'll have cheeseburgers, hamburgers, and fried bolognas. Did I say? I didn't say fried. Fried bolognas. And then, of course, potato salad, chips. But I kind of, that's the only, and then shakes. I've got shakes that, so I don't know. Maybe.
Well, now,
Maybe. There's going to be brownies because it was on the thing.
You mentioned fried bolognas. This is what this place is known for, is fried bologna sandwiches. So tell us about that.
The fried bologna?
Yeah.
What part do you want to know?
Well, tell me about all of it. So.
I don't even. Okay, so I started making bologna sandwiches, and most everybody knows Andrew. And when they would come in, I've got Vernon Smith who comes in here too. And basically, I make them really thick because there was another store that was kind of close to me. And they would come in here talking about her, and hers were always so thin, and that she went up on her prices and less meat. So I didn't want them talking bad about me. So I started making mine really thick. And then the fried bologna sandwich, I don't really know, but I don't know how it exactly came about. Maybe somebody wanted me to fry it. But there was a director, her name was Teresa, and her husband came down here and got a fried bologna sandwich. And he went down the road and said, let's do a fried bologna, shootout. And so there was this Facebook thing, and you could vote, and there was several different stores. And I won that. And anyway, it's just so. I just make a big fried bologna sandwich.
The best fried bologna sandwich in Tennessee?
Yeah, it's got egg, it's got hoop cheese, it's got lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle, mayonnaise, mustard. We decorate it however you want, but the Tiffany has everything on it.
I know John has showed your cheese coat and stuff like that, but Goose has not been. He's not been indoctrinated to the cheese coat.
Well, I mean, he has
I've
personal.
seen it.
Have you
It's
not
in-
eat
I
off
mean,
the cheese?
Yeah, but I've not. Well, the people
not
that
sampled
have.
the cheese.
Oh wow.
And
Well,
look here.
there's barely just a little on there. Doug.
How old are these drink machines, you think?
So there's a really cool story behind that. This is original to the store. And when I acquired the store, it sat back here, and it hadn't run in years. And I know that I've probably talked about this, but that sat up here when I was a kid, the blue one. And so my dad moved it back here, and he quit having it working. So when it was a non-negotiable, there was brand new coolers here, and I wanted to make sure that those coolers were removed, and then I put this old-fashioned one. And all that it was like a little fan. And for my grand opening, I got a little fan from my mom's, and I think it cost me $150. This one, a lady and her husband out of Knoxville, she came in here and said, I have something that you need. And she gave me a very good deal, and her brother had bought it for her, and so she said, what I have needs to be in your store. And it was perfect because I had started growing, and so I needed more storage for drinks, and so that's how I got those.
And I want to show one thing here because Tiffany sponsors a Saturday morning oldies show I do. And if you want old records,
I've got
we
tons of old
Yeah,
records.
I
Oh my
mean-
gosh.
a lot of them I don't know who they are, but I've seen Eddie Arnold in here.
Yeah.
But a bunch of.
I've got records there, I've got records there, and I've got records back there. So if you're looking
how
for,
do you find them? I mean,
some have been, I just buy, some, I don't know, just different ways. People bring things to me, I buy things, some people give things to me, so it's just different. Yeah, I've just acquired a lot, and I think there's another box still I have. Okay, let's cut him some cheese, Doug. And
This is kind of like an initiation kind of thing here.
do you have a piece of wax paper?
And
Now, you've never tried this cheese?
yeah, I've tried it.
Oh, okay.
I was saying for the people.
Oh,
you know, people
okay.
watching
I
might
was
not know what
thinking,
it is.
you've been coming here a while, and them fried pies smell good. So this has been in here as long as I can remember, and the cheese is just, it's a Colby.
Here, let me take your camera
Okay.
over here, Goose.
This,
Oh,
yes.
It says I lost the signal real quick. Let's get it back. It'll connect here in a second.
People have questions?
I don't know. I'm not seeing a whole lot of questions pop up or comments. So leave us a comment, guys. If you have a question, we'll try to read it here. It's hard for me to see them, but I'll catch them coming up. So now Doug's live
This is
streaming.
worth
Hey,
it.
listen, here we go now. This is part that I can't do. I mean, I've got Goose in here.
Doug is the photographer. Like
There we
he
go.
does,
Wait.
he does all the film, like all everything that people see on Facebook is because Doug has took
I've
pictures.
noticed that
of-
it's really picked up on when Doug come around. He started posting stuff on Facebook.
He did.
Tiffany never could figure it out, I don't think.
That's not my strong point. Filming and all that Facebook stuff's not my thing.
Well,
But she's
Is
got,
it good?
She nailed the pretty face part though. I mean, we'll go with the strong suits and the personality. And so I mean, I'm serious when I say that. I mean, she's always got a smile, you know, and that goes a long ways. People ask, well, why is that place in the middle of nowhere so successful? That's because you feel like you're around family when you come in. I mean, from the time you walk through that door, to the time you leave, people are smiling, cutting up with everybody, and welcoming them in. So,
I'll get this back, but it's really good. Everything here's really good. I mean,
You eat every bit of that.
look at this. The fried pies, I could fight you over those.
I know,
They're the
and-
best fried pies I think I've ever eaten in my life. And a bunch of different flavors: cherry, strawberry, I know there's chocolate, peach, apple. Probably more that I can't read because I can't see good without glasses.
Yeah.
But this place is awesome. I mean, it is. It's like stepping back in time because a lot of this stuff has been here for
It has.
nearly 100 years, if not. Some of it probably has been. Right here.
Yep.
The potbelly stove.
Potbelly stove?
Which is still in use.
oh yeah.
We don't need it today, thank goodness.
No.
About November, December though, this is where it all happens. Everybody wants to sit around this and eat. So
That's the liar's place right there.
That's
Oh,
where
wait a minute, I shouldn't say that. That's the tail, all the,
Well, all
solve
good,
the world's problems right there.
all good stores have a liar's table.
Yeah.
How much wood do you think you burn in that thing a year?
Well, less last year because I have central heat and air now.
that
And the
depends how
airport.
cold Katie is now. Katie,
Yeah.
she's about this big around and gets cold, but now she loves fall. But now she'll chunk that thing. I've seen it glowing. come in
The
and it's-
ambiance, people like the ambiance, like
Yeah.
Andrew wants it. I don't know, maybe, I think 8 Rick probably.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably
8 or
more than
9.
what you would in a normal house.
Yeah.
So,
Your favorite part's back here in the corner, Goose.
what's that?
All right, let's
Now,
go
you
back.
have, you're gonna have to
Hold on
check
just
it
a
out.
second.
Wait a
I did have a question. Let's tell them where you're located at, and they want to Google you or whatever. I had a question come up. They want to know where you're at.
So we're located in Rugby, Tennessee. It's 2830 Rugby Parkway, Rugby, Tennessee. I will preface it with this. So for whatever reason, our post office changed. So sometimes I'm finding that when people pull it up on the GPS, it'll say Robbins. We're not located in Robbins, Tennessee. We're located in Rugby, but follow that GPS because it's coming out of our mail. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So don't be alarmed if it comes up Robbins, but it's 2830 Rugby Parkway, Rugby, Tennessee 378 or
Tell them when
37.
you're open too. So you're closed on Sundays, so that's when a lot of
Closed-
people get out and they get
Yeah.
disappointed.
So we're open Monday through Friday from 10 to 5,
Ish.
and then Saturday 8:30 to 5. I would say ish on the 8:30 in the morning, but Mimi keeps me straight, so
The
we
evening
open
time.
at 8:30.
The evening time though,
Sometimes we're here
yeah,
later.
we are, and we have people come in, and it's kind of like I said earlier, it's that welcoming. We've had people that have stopped by, and we would just be up here working on something. It's like the fact that we took time to talk to them. They come back days later and have a meal with us and that kind of thing. So
I
think it-
generally don't turn somebody away. I mean, if my grill's off, I don't ask my girls to, turn it back on. And the other day, I let people in to get a drink. That's all they needed.
ice
so
cream.
yeah,
we'll
ice
scoop up
cream.
ice cream, make a cold
So
sandwich.
that's why he's saying 5-ish,
Ish.
ish. But 5 o'clock's when we. So okay.
Maybe
Oh.
we're about to come to your kitchen.
Yeah, Mimi. Oh, I've got all my gift baskets ready. So I'm doing things different this year.
So
I'm
Goose,
putting a.
which one of these you want to take with you?
Well, I'll take any of them.
I usually give out prizes, and this year I decided to do gift baskets. So I'm giving these away to all the cars. There's an entry fee of $5, and it just gives
All the cars don't get one though.
all the cars don't get one. What you do is when you come through, $5 gets you a dash plaque, and I pick different cars to feature that'll have a picture of the store in the background, and then it'll have the date. So when a car comes in, they get that, and they get a ticket that gets them in a drawing for this.
So you pick the ones that get.
We pick out of a
draw.
a draw.
Okay.
And so this year I usually just give like a t-shirt away or a hat away or whatever, but we're going to go big because God's been good to us, so we're going to be good to people. So this one's got hats, t-shirts, fried pies, coffee cups. This one's got hat, t-shirt, gift certificates, moon pies, jams, jellies, hot sauces, shirts. So there'll be a little less prizes but bigger prizes, you know. So Mimi has been making crazy. We'll be busy tomorrow. So we're just getting we're just making pies.
I'm gonna say I lost connection, so now I am just taping, and I will post this later. So again, tell everyone what is happening Saturday.
So Saturday is the Rugby Rumble that happens twice a year. First Saturday in May, first Saturday in September, and so it'll be from 11 to 3. We're still open our regular hours, but as far as the car part of it goes, Hollerback will start playing at 11. We'll do a drawing for whoever brings their car out here, and people can stay as long as they want to. But
And I'll just say, we have been taking a tour. You can see the rest of the tour on the Facebook part before it went out. But now, continue with the tour. 'Cause
Continue
this is
with the
probably,
tour.
You know what I'm going to be most excited about.
Okay. So this is Mimi. She's making hi.
How are you?
Mimi moved here from Flagstaff and stayed in the campground for how long, Mimi?
4 months.
Yeah.
While
So-
they built her home.
So her and her husband Mike bought some property in Scott County, actually, right?
yeah, Robin's like
Right in
7
that
minutes
Scott
from here.
County, Morgan County line,
Mhm.
kind of. And they stayed in my campground while they got their property ready. And then Mimi's story is that I wasn't friendly. Apparently, I have a focus face. And but anyway, I don't know how you started. I don't know. I think she asked me if I needed
She
help.
was going on vacation. And she couldn't find girls. That everyone had something going on, and you were going to be stuck with just Katie. And I was like, "Let me help you. I'm retired. I'm right here. I'm not doing anything. Let me help you." No, I can't do that. No. So anyway, I ended up helping. And when she came back, Katie's like, "Do not let her go. You need to keep her." And then I've been here ever since. So I enjoy it.
We'll answer about the B&B. But anyway, so how long have you been here? A year?
No, 2.
2 years.
A little over 2.
See, I get lost with track of time. It feels like it
Goes
was.
I
Katie's
remember
been
when I
with me
first
5
saw
years.
her, you two were walking one night. I think I was filming at your mom's, and you two were walking when I first met her.
So, but Mimi is great about doing the pies. I did roll out the pies, but Mimi, I think, well, these I didn't roll out, but I had some rolled out. I made a disclosure that she couldn't talk bad about my rolling out. Just make them.
Yes,
Because
you
sometimes mine get a little wiggly, and she's very formatted with her pies. And her and Doug have a thing where she makes sure they're perfect. They look fabulous. So anyway, so we pair up with this, but Mimi's doing a great job today at I've been all over the place, and she's doing great as far as keeping this is going. So that's going on there.
And
Right?
now the store itself is 100 years old, give or take.
Yeah, so it was in the early 20s. We're not exactly sure because there's no recorded history. I asked my mom, I said something to her one time about, and she said there's nothing at the courthouse that she's aware of. So in the early 20s, I have some things that were like 1926, 1929 that Golf had come in and put gas pumps. And so we go with that. So early 20s. We celebrated last year 100 years, 2020.
And
Or this year, I mean, we celebrated. It was this year. This year we celebrated 2024 and 100 years. Sorry.
There's a picture over here that I always like of you, of President Jimmy Carter. Is it still over there?
It is.
Show
it
them
is.
that. That was interesting.
Right here.
Tell them that story of how he ended up here in the Orem Brooks General Store. There's ex-President Jimmy Carter, and that's Tiffany.
That is. With my hair. Or I don't know.
So what year
it was
would
the
that have been?
90s. It was the 90s. Yeah.
And how did he end up here?
So my mom owns Greg Gables and Habitat for Humanity. I think it was Habitat, if I'm telling this wrong, or I think it was Habitat, was building houses. And he's involved in that. And so the director at the time who got lodging for people like him knew my mom. there was a couple other places. So they sent the Secret Service out, and he ended up staying at Gray Gables. After dinner, then he decided he wanted to walk over here. And at the time, my dad and I were running the store together. So it was a really neat experience.
What did he do when he was in here? How long was he in here?
Not very long. It was kind of, if you know anything about that, like walking from my mom's, it's what, a quarter of a mile, maybe. And so the Secret Service, 2 Secret Service vehicles, like I think it was 2, but anyway, there was a Secret Service vehicle that followed behind him, and he just came in, got pictures with myself and my uncle, and my dad. I don't know if he ate anything because he had just eaten, but he just kind of looked around and then he walked back. It was just a good evening walk, and he wanted. So it was neat. So they were very gracious.
And I always talk about the store, you know, everything original. Now there's a part back here that's not original because you added on, I guess in the last 5 years or so.
I think it's been about 3 years ago. Added that part on, and I wanted it to look. What it was I have hunters in the wintertime, and the hunters, they were having to sit on kind of with other people, which was fine because you know it's a country store and family's family, but. Anyway, they would have to sit with people they didn't know, and so I didn't have any room for anybody. So this got built on because we were just expanding.
It's been more than 3 years because I've been filming here 3.5 years, so it's probably.
Oh really?
I was here when I started filming, so
When
time gets by, don't it?
Huh?
When I got hired, you told me it had been there 2 years.
Oh well, maybe it's been that long.
And there's my golf clubs.
Yeah,
My
there's your
original-
golf
yeah.
Those were my grandfather's.
And when they talk about woods, yes, they were woods
Yeah.
originally. They weren't made out of metal.
So and then I just decorated this. Some things, like I said, were already in here. Some things have been bought and given to me. Brenda and Jim did give me the picture of the Lord's Supper. She called me and said, "I found this picture." She said, "Do you want to buy it?" And I was like, I couldn't see it. So she was like, "I'll just buy it. We'll just buy it." And then she was supposed to put in memory of her dad in it, but Brenda does all my Facebook and all my website stuff for me. And so that's just good. My friend got married in here. There's actually a couple that's going to be married here the 14th this month. They're from Colorado.
Okay, so
What happened to it?
I don't know. We've lost your microphone. Hold this one.
It's in the fried pie.
Oh my gosh, it better not be. Oh, it's right over there. I see it. The green thing.
Okay. Oh, it stuck to something. I know what happened when you got over there.
Oh, the magnetic. You see it on top of the scales.
We lost the microphone. That's why we lost audio. Tiffany, how about that?
Hey, that's what happens when you're
That's a part of
Yeah.
being live.
Were we live? We've been live
well,
with you.
earlier. Since
Oh.
I started again, I'm just taping it.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's
I
put
may
this.
stick this one back on right on this.
Sorry.
I want to ride that.
Side. That happens to me sometimes.
I don't know if you can tell what that is. That is a cool sled. I think somebody needs to patent that again and bring that back because I'm dying to get that out on the snow.
I thought you could take it down to Granny Hump.
Granny Hump,
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying it's big.
I mean,
So-
that big old buller made it, so you'll make it.
So I think I seen somebody ask a question about how do you stay at the B&B. It's Gray Gables, and it's in Rugby, Tennessee. And you can email her at graygablestn@highland.net, or you can call her, and I'll give you her phone number. It's 423-628-5252. And she'd be more than happy to fix you up. I'm pretty sure somebody asked for that.
And there's also videos of the bed and breakfast. I made about 5 or 6 videos there, so they can go into the playlist and go to Gray Gables, and they can watch your mom work
Yeah.
14 hours a day.
My mom is 86, and she's still going. Like, she
does
works
that.
harder sometimes. I mean, she really does harder than us. I don't know how she does it, but it keeps her going, and she loves it.
This is a sign that
That's
came,
her original
her
sign.
original sign right here.
And I found it over here in the barn, so I put it up and salvaged it. So
I think we mentioned that earlier. That's one of the, I think, the cool dynamics about this area. Gray Gables, Orenbrook Store, Historic Rugby. And then if you get on the outside, there's a lot of key businesses that are working together, kind of behind the scenes. You got Stardust Farms with the barn sale. They do a tremendous lot of stuff. Andrew and his family does helping around here. Even the Jordan Motel out in Jamestown and those folks, Sawbriar out
Yeah,
in
the Jordan's a
Jamestown.
good place to stay if they can't get in at your mom's. That's
Right.
a cool
So-
old 50s motel.
They sent a message via somebody that was staying there and said, "Hey, by the way, the folks at Jordan said that we need some more of your business
Yes,
brochures
we've
and
gotta
stuff
get those
about your
out."
Store." So you've got Scott County, the historic jail. They spend a lot of time down here. A lot of those folks up in that area, and then Brushy Mountain, Tanners, all those folks out there.
There's a video on Tanner's I've done, yeah.
So they all kind of play together, and if one can help the other, I know we've got an event coming up, September 28th, a bicycle event, and there's a whole bunch of all those businesses that I mentioned that are kind of involved in that together. Me and Tiffany had pre-scheduled a trip at some point in time, and I don't know how close we'll be to getting to participate in that. But last year was a great event. Bicycles, we had over 100 bicycles. It was a good crowd, and they said they would be bigger this year coming back. I think it's 80-something miles is the long loop. And when I tell you those bicycles are moving, I escorted them last year, and there was a time or two at 55, I was being pushed. So these guys, and they'd done that for 60 plus miles running that hard. And y'all know the mountains around here. So it's a good event, but all that to say that everybody's trying to work together and putting each other on the map. That's the key to all this. We've got some great people in the Morgan County Tourism Alliance, and they see the big picture. Everybody working together. I think Karen Melton's got some plans now since the tornado for the Sunbright area. They got some stuff going on there.
And Morgan County wants people to come. They're promoting tourism. That's a thing. It's some places you're not so welcome, but here they really welcome you.
And a lot of people don't realize we have Frozen Head State Park with a ton of hiking in it. We have the Big South Fork that connects the property here, basically. I mean by roadway. You've got Obie River Scenic Park. There's some great establishments out there. You got Dale and Marty Scruggs out there with the lily pad. You got Matthew and Emily with Moco Brewing in Wartburg. I mean, there's just a lot to do here.
Right in this little area. Like I tell it, within an hour, less than an hour. You know, you got Muddy Pond too that you filmed.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, I did a tourism video for Morgan County, so it's on there too. Just search Morgan County, and you'll see all them places you were just talking about.
Yeah, and then Pickett State Park is not, and I love that little park, even though it had some storm damage, but yeah, there's a lot to do in this area.
A lot to do, and I like I said, if you go to the front of the store, there's a rotisserie of I call it a rotisserie. I don't know what you call the rack
cart.
It rotates around. But it's
the rotisserie of rack cards.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I've never heard that before. The rotisserie of rack
cards. I'm
gonna
get burned up on that one. That one's gonna come.
People are gonna like a chicken, like a chicken rotisserie rack card.
That's the problem with doing things live. You can't think about things sometimes. But anyway, it's full from top to bottom, and almost everything on there is local. So there is a lot to do. I mean, you can just pick.
There's a winery too out there.
Highland Manor Winery. We'd mentioned the Sawbriar. If you like to quail and pheasant hunt in the fall, they do a great, amazing job. Then they have the winery, which is the oldest winery in Tennessee. Yeah, we've got some really cool things going on. You got to drive a little bit, but if you like the back roads and don't mind the scenery,
you're about an hour off any major interstate. Interstate 40 or 75, you're almost an hour.
Right.
So you got to go about an hour into the country.
Absolutely, but yeah.
And wouldn't trade that for anything.
No.
I want to ask, was you mentioned earlier about a couple from Colorado getting married here?
Yes, sir.
And I've said, hey, we're out in the middle of nowhere. We're out in the country. We're out in the sticks. You know, this is a hard place to find. People have found you because I was looking at a video Doug had on Facebook yesterday. Somebody went from Ireland talked about it. So where have people come here from?
Oh gosh, I've had people from Italy when we did the bologna sandwiches, Ireland, Canada, all over the United States, Switzerland.
I know I talked to them. I said
California.
I don't know if there's only states.
Where?
Brazil.
Germany,
Brazil.
Australia.
Yeah.
Peru. I've had people from Ecuador, Dominican Republic. I mean, just
all over.
That's another thing when you go out, you need to
Yeah,
look at the book,
absolutely.
our sign-in book, and you can kind of just get an idea. It's a lot of Tennessee, but you would be surprised. I mean, the states we've got some great friends in Texas, Oklahoma. When I say friends, we are on like daily. We talk to them, at Facebook, whatever, and we keep up with those folks. I think that's the one thing that, going back to that family environment, we do try to keep up with folks, and sometimes we may not be as fast about answering a message or something like that, but if they send us something, we eventually get back to them and talk to them and that kind of thing. So a lot of times they'll just
People from Oklahoma, Ann and she's gonna kill me. Huh. Ann and Pittman. They stayed in the camper. Sorry, Ann's husband. My mind went blank. What's her husband's name? Anyway.
You put me on the spot.
Mr.
Mr. and Mrs. Ann from Oklahoma. That's good. Yeah, John Holcomb, who married us, is from Fort Worth, Texas, right? Fort Worth? Is it Fort Worth?
Fort Worth.
Yeah, and we just are blessed. We have, like I said, a lot of people that have become, like I said, really like family. So.
Well, something I haven't mentioned, and I'm sure, John, I know you've done this before, but R.M. Brooks store, you've not bought it from somebody outside the family. You
No.
are, what, fourth generation?
I'm the fourth generation,
So-
yeah. Yes.
So how special is that?
It is really special. And anybody who's watched my videos or knows anything about me that comes in here, it knows that I'm I'm a woman of faith. And so I know that God is the one that, orchestrated this whole thing. And so it's a special, not only to just keep it open for everybody to see, and that's part of the reason I'm real meticulous about just not selling things. I had somebody the other day and I said, it's just not for sale. And I could take the money, but then people wouldn't be able to see, the things. And so the part of keeping it alive and telling the history of my family, but then just having an area that I can, like I said, the girls and I can't say it's all me, and even Doug now, being able to just be kind to people. That's what the world needs. They need to see God's love. I get to pray with people. I get people that come in and pray for me. And so just having this as a ministry is just an area.
And you give away Bibles.
And we give away Bibles. Yeah.
We had opportunity today.
We give away Bibles to
we had a mowing crew that was working in historic rugby, and one of the things that Tiffany and I have, purposed. She was doing it before I was part of it. I can't say Tiffany. I can say Tiffany I am now, and I'm 1,000% in the same. God blesses you with a lot, then you need to do it with a lot. And people that come in, we feed people a lot of times that are heart down on their luck, whatever. But those inmates, they have to eat a lot of. I won't say substandard food, but it's not home cooked. So when they get out like that, working in the community, especially when they're down this way, we try to feed them, and she ministers to them, and I give them a heart. I tell them, so listen, that bologna sandwich and that fried pie, I said, you want it, right? So, well, it's going to come with a message. And what's funny, the guys that's been here before said, oh, we know, and we're ready. We want to talk to Miss Tiffany.
Yeah.
But that was Stan Pittman I had to step away. I don't work well on pressure right at the front, but from our friends, the Pittmans.
Oh, Stan.
Yes.
Stan and Ann. Listen, I love you, and Stans are like family.
And when they come in, what's crazy, they come in, they work here.
Names and electronics is not like Facebook. Like I can scroll, but if you ask me to film something and then post it and do all that, that'd not be me. Like the other day when I filmed him, I sent it to Brenda, and I was like, can you post it? But Stan and Ann, we love you. It's not personal, Stan. Anyway, I got woke up this morning.
And I promise you, that's the kind of people that follow a lot. We got married, like I said, back in June, and we thought about some things, and we talked to John about it, and our wedding we put it on the Appalachian channel, and there was some things in it we wanted, but by doing that, there's been a ton more people that have that are not, I won't say they're computer savvy, but it's been surprising how people have come up to us in the community and said, man, thank you, that kind of thing. And I appreciate the way John done that too, because it could have been handled a lot of different ways, but it was with a lot of class and style, and he left it. The moment was special for us. I didn't feel like there was a camera around at any time, but it was good. And like I said,
I think I get asked a lot too, like people come here and they're like, man, you're like just exactly like you are on camera. I'm like, it's pretty real, you know. I mean, it is, isn't it? I mean, you know,
We don't script stuff.
we don't
No.
script stuff, and
No,
I'm like, this is what you see, what you get, you know.
Well,
and so
I'll tell you the truth. I told Tiffany, I said, I'll be there 5 or 10 minutes. That walks in about an hour. But that's just how it is. I
Yeah.
mean, you just come here and talk and have a good time.
yeah,
I've been
so
streaming for 55 minutes. We have 297 people, I think, watching, if I can see that
Yeah,
right.
a lot
Yeah.
more than I did.
yeah.
So-
Well,
I don't know, you was pushing it pretty good when the big truck was in town. He got some good following.
Yeah.
So
Just think if you had that big truck here for the Rugby Rumble.
oh man,
Well,
So,
tell
yeah.
them just who you're with so they can find your video too.
WECO Radio. We have a Facebook page, WECO Radio, and WECOWartburg.com website. We have a country channel. We have a gospel channel. So, you know, a lot of variety there. And I host a show called Trade Time. So if you ever want to have fun, get on the Facebook Live channel at 10:30 in the mornings, because you never know. I mean, I had a call yesterday where I counted 5 roosters crowed in the background. So yeah, that's
was they selling roosters though?
He actually wasn't. You know, now he's one of these that goes to a lot of yard sales, so he sells a lot of different stuff. But we've had roosters on there, we've had pigs on there, goats on there, flying squirrels. We've had those on there. So we've had just about everything on there, animal wise. So
You do on those little country town swamp shop things, you know, they do them, they'll put their screen door or a used spare tire or a chicken, or like you said.
I had one a couple weeks ago. He had a 10 by 10 canopy for sale. He said it's about 12 years old. It's got a hole in it, but I got some duct tape. We can fix it up.
that's so good. That's
it is
so
a lot
good.
of fun. I think trade times. I won't tell my age, but I've been WECO's been in my family. We had a business in town, 3 generations. So I think that's kind of one of our connections. We've both
Yeah.
had families that's been in business world, but WECO was a big part of that. They done live broadcasts and stuff from it. Ed Knight and his family. I think his boys now are kind of at the helm.
Yeah,
and
Ed's in his 5th year of retiring.
5th year.
Oh, in his 5th year
Yeah,
of
5th year.
retiring, trying to.
Trying
Yeah,
to
there you
retire.
go.
But it's like I said, I tell people all the time, and they don't believe me from out around here. I mean, it's a pretty close call to being like Mayberry around.
Yeah, the other night our kids were down and we were out in the garage and we were playing cornhole, and then we started doing Bible trivia, and then we were having a Bible discussion, and it was like 12:30 at night, and then they were like,
I hear fire
Wesley
trucks.
and Doug were like, do we have hear fire alarm? And then next thing you know, like they're like, let's go. And so they get in their car and leave. And then Austin and I are still talking, like we're just standing there. Kelly had gone inside and we were like, so we finished our discussion. And then he was like, you want to go find them? And I was like, yeah. So then we all ended up down in historic Rugby because there was a
5 or
false
6
alarm.
false alarm,
Yeah, and
but-
so it's like Mayberry.
It is. 'cause,
That's
I
what
mean,
they do in
everybody-
Mayberry.
It was kind of funny. I mean, the call was a little scary at first because that's a historic
Yeah.
village down through there, and you don't want anything like that going on. But there was 2 different counties there for fire trucks and 2 or 3 different fire departments, and everybody was just kind of standing around talking about things. You know, it's like, you know, I got asked about retirement, and she got asked about, you gonna be cooking bologna sandwiches tomorrow. I mean, it was just like everybody knew everybody. So
Yeah.
it was like, it was just like 1:30 in the morning. So.
So here's a question. They want to know, they can buy moonshine in Morgan County, can't they? At the prison?
At
Yes.
the prison,
They wanna know if they can buy
gosh, we
moonshine.
forgot about Pete.
Pete
and,
Waddington.
yes, up at
No, wait, we mentioned Brush Mountain.
Russian Mountain. But
Yeah,
Pete
but they was asking if there's any moonshine sold in
so
Morgan
they,
County.
and oddly enough, a prison that was 110 years old when it closed. I worked there for a few years, and it's a great tourist attraction. You can go up there through the week. They've got a restaurant, the Warden's Table. Great food, great story about that. But they had a vision, and they took the boiler room and transformed it into a brewery, a distillery. Let me get my terminology right on that one, because beer brewers and distillers are 2 different things, and I got corrected on that once upon a time. But it's a distillery, so they do moonshine, and they do have one line of I want to say vodka.
Vodka.
It is vodka, and their moonshines are flavored, and they have a taste bar where you can go in and do sampling in there, and
they can
great
see
gift
that
shop.
on that video I did with Morgan County. If they just search Morgan County, they can see that.
Their concerts, they ended a couple weeks ago. I think the last concert of the year was Blackberry Smoke this year, but they've had some really big names up there: Dwight Yoakam, Travis Trent. Just a lot of good artists have showed an interest in that up there.
Oliver Anthony.
Oliver Anthony, a lot of folks. I mean, he was big on this year in country bluegrass, and well, I guess you call it country bluegrass. It's a different style of country, but puts on a heck of a show, and they can seat about 5,000 up there in the yard. So it's good. It's like I said, there's a lot to do in this area. You catch it the right time. I don't know if tomorrow is the second. Is tomorrow the second Saturday?
Tomorrow's the first Saturday.
First
Doug.
Saturday, that's right. So I'm sorry. Second Saturday in Rugby, though, they have a thing called Irish Street Bowling.
Yes.
And if you've never done that, Goose, you're going to have to come out and do a live show on that. Irish Street Bowling, I will not get into the details of it, but I got initiated this year, and with my work schedule and stuff, I've not made it back, but I will be back going doing that again. It's a ton of fun. Family fun.
Yeah,
all
family
ages. And it's yes, the street. They're bowling in the street, and when a car comes, everybody hollers. I found this out. It's one of the rules. Everybody hollers at the same time. Car. Everybody scatters out of the road, and then they shoot back out into the road, and it's pretty
But
interesting.
basically, they take a round ball.
It's still a cannonball.
A cannonball.
Yeah.
Cannonball.
Cannonball.
They see how far they can throw it down the road, then they pick it up and roll it again.
Yeah,
So.
it's golf in one sense, but you're throwing a cannonball, and you mark your distances, and when you turn around and come back, you got to have the least amount of rolls on your team, and you got to be closest to the line. So we were there on the least amount of rolls.
We were not on the same team.
No.
His team won.
So
That's okay.
that's all right.
Yeah, I threw
so
good.
that day we had taken.
We're a little competitive.
We took everybody from here and some other family
yeah.
members, and
Olive
they
Arn
split our
Brooks
teams
went
up.
to historic rugby.
So yeah, if you want to bring a bunch of people down and get with those folks, they'll put you on a team and have a good time.
It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So, okay,
We're getting ready to
so
wrap it up. We've been on here for about an hour.
we need to remember that this Saturday is the Rugby Rumble, and 11 to 3. We're open at 8:30 for breakfast. We'll close at 5, and then right down the road, 4 miles. Is Stardust Farms is having their barn sale, and I don't know how many vendors they got. They were supposed to be here tonight, but something came up, and so they've got tons of vendors. It's really pretty. Hopefully you'll be able to shoot a picture of it maybe, and come out and join us and eat, and then go down there and support them. You might, and it's Christmas time right around the corner,
Oh, yeah.
so
I
you
bought
could be
Christmas
buying
gifts, so.
Christmas gifts for people and supporting local, and that would be great. So. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this around here so we can all say bye. Come on over
Oh,
here.
I'm always messed up. You got to tell me about
I
that.
know, the microphone pulls your apron down a lot of times. So we'll all get in here and say bye to everybody. I'll be here tomorrow filming all day with Tiffany. There'll be a video come out of that. Then there'll be a different video for Saturday for the car show. So look for that.
Yes.
And guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to find Goose's channel. I can't remember, but
101.3 FM WECO or 95.5.
that's right. There you go. So Tiffany advertises with you on.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
I
that.
do.
So let's support them. And guys, good seeing y'all. We'll see you next
Bye.
time.
See y'all.
And that is going to wrap it up for me as well. And